Can you scream, Hannah? Is there? What's your best scream? We'll have Debbie, Deborah.
My best. I'm not going to.
Come on, scream. She'll critique you.
Great scream.
I'm putting on the spot right now. I'm shy.
You want to be a horror actress? Anyway, maybe these guys will make you scream. So.
She's been known to do that.
I'll bet they could.
Cyrus been known to do that.
Yeah. So last we left off. So you impressed him with your story. So you were still living in Virginia. You came out, and you were on. This was on Ozfest the first time you did this.
Yeah, it was Ozfest. That was my first gig out here. It was my first trip to California, and it was my first time meeting Dangerous D here. He's the one that hired me.
So that's a pretty good first gig.
Oh, it was a great first gig. It was it was one of those steps to finalize my decision to move out here.
Right.
And it really was just like a thing where he came out and it's like, you have like 60 performers at one event. A couple people stand out with shit that they do. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just the sword
D always stands out.
Right.
Was that when Ken Von D was stapling a $100 bill to your dick? Or
she was the one that did it. Tommy Lee did it. She wouldn't.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, I'm like, you're a tattoo
honorable
artist.
lady.
She wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't.
So, but I mean, not only do you get to see Ozfest for free, you get to perform on it.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure the groupies weren't too shabby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the best weekends of my life.
Oh!
Not because
Whatever. Whatever.
You were swallowing more than swords that weekend, is what you're saying.
Oh, you have no idea, brother. You have no idea, brother.
He was given lessons.
That's right.
So this was what, 2 years ago? Or?
Yeah, it's about 2 years ago.
3, right?
3?
Was it 3?
Yeah, two, almost 3.
All right. Yeah,
so what is it about this guy that stands out besides the sword?
Well, like I said, you look at a bunch of different things, and really, what it wasn't like I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take you under my wing," and this whole fucking thing. I was like, "Dude, you're good at performing. You have good skills," because he does, along with sword swallowing, circus skills, whip cracking, juggling. I mean, balancing.
I've seen all of that. Yeah.
Shit. I mean, he's that guy that can pick anything up, and he's good at it. But and he was able to talk. He had a good look, a good vibe. He's young, good-looking kid. Good shit. So I said, "Hey, if you really want to make some money," and this is what I said, because this is what I did. I said, if you really want to make some money and do your thing, you have a one-up on everybody. You're a sword swallower. They need that for TV shows and different shit out here in L.A. Get the fuck out of Virginia. You know what I mean? There's nothing. I was from Maryland, we're neighbors. There's nothing. Get the fuck out of there. Come out here, check it out, give it a try. If stuff works and stuff builds up, stay. If not, pack up and go the fuck home. What do you have to lose? I told him, I said, hey, you could squat at my joint. I got a room, stay in my place.
Sure.
You don't have to pay rent, hang out, see if it works. If it doesn't work, go home, whatever. But you got to work for me, man. I'll show you the ropes and what we're doing. And next thing you know, it snowballed and he picked it up and bit on so fast. He packed up, he moved out here. We worked together. And now, me, him, and a good buddy of mine who's actually his roommate right now, my buddy Killmeister, he's the strongman of my
Killmeister.
Killmeister.
Big, huge, fucking professional wrestling tattooed clown motherfucker is the strongman of my show.
Right.
So, been working with, and the three of us have a good show with just the three of us put together where it's bananas. So I'm still doing like the big shows with everybody, the shock show. I do my own stuff, and then the three of us have been doing a lot, and that's where it trickled down into the show we're talking about.
How did you end up producing this theater show?
Well, basically, he was working on a solo show.
Right.
He was, Cyrus was working on a solo show for a while. We talked about it before he started writing it, and he was kind of like not secretive about it, but he was kind of like doing his own thing and like figuring it out. So we were performing a lot. I mean, we were on the road. We went to Ohio together. We were like all over the place. So he's always like typing in his fucking thing, And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, I'm working on my script, my show. I'm like, well, let me read it, and thing over there. No. Let me see. I'm like, he's no, let me. So he finally puts this thing together, and he's like, he hits me up one day out of the blue, and he's like, I got this show, the solo show I'm doing. I got the date book, the venue, the whole thing. Boom, we're ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to do this. So I'm like, dope, man. Fucking, do you need help with anything? It's like, oh no, look, I'm gonna knock this out. So then we talked a little bit, and I saw certain things happen. I said, hey, well, I'll tell you what. I think you need a little help getting this all, getting it rocking and rolling and making it happen.
Right.
I'll jump on. I'll help you produce the show, but you got to blow me.
Right.
And he said, okay.
Oh.
Well, he is a sword swallower.
That's stretching the truth, but sure.
But yeah, I mean, basically because it went from him.
The stress of getting married and having a new child.
Yeah,
I know how it could be.
Entertainment
just
business.
before, yeah.
But no, I mean, it went from me hiring him as like a kid that came out and worked for me as a show We got to really know each other. I mean, we fucking lived together. We became like best friends.
Right.
Became homies. So at that point, he said, hey, I'm putting on this solo show. I want to do this. And this is the look and the feel and everything I want to do. You know what I mean?
Down the
some help.
hatch.
Yeah. I need some help. I said, sure. So it's called Down the Hatch.
Wow.
Tale of a Sword Swallower.
That's right. Tale of a Sword
Is this going to be like an hour show?
Yeah, an hour and a half show.
And it's literally one night only. Like, this is not a touring show, a monthly show, something you can see him do regularly at any of his other events. This is the only night you are going to see everything from beginning to end, top to bottom, left to right, of this young buck who is doing something. I mean, when sword swallowing is at its peak, this dude was like 40 years not even alive yet.
Sure.
Wow.
You feel me?